December 19th, 2007, descendants of Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse break away from the U.S. Reported in Washington, AFP, the Lakota Indians, who gave the world legendary warriors Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, have withdrawn from treaties with the United States, leaders said Wednesday. Quote, "We are no longer citizens of the United States of America, and all those who live in the 5-state area that encompasses our country are free to join us," end quote. Longtime Indian rights activist Russell Means told a handful of reporters in a delegation from the Bolivian embassy, gathered in a church in a rundown neighborhood of Washington for a news conference. A delegation of Lakota leaders delivered a message to the State Department on Monday, announcing that they were unilaterally withdrawing from treaties they signed with the federal government of the United States, some of them more than 150 years old. They also visited the Bolivian, Chilean, South African, and Venezuelan embassies and will continue on their diplomatic mission and take it overseas in the coming weeks and months, they told the news conference. Lakota country includes parts of the states of Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming. The new country would issue its own passports and driving licenses, and living there would be tax-free provided residents renounce their U.S. citizenships, Means said. The treaties signed with the United States are merely, quote, "worthless words on worthless paper," end quote, the Lakota freedom activists said on their website. The treaties have been, quote, "repeatedly violated in order to steal our culture, our land, and our ability to maintain our way of life," end quote, the Reborn Freedom movement says. Withdrawing from the treaties was entirely legal, Means has said. Quote, "This is according to the laws of the United States, specifically Article 6 of the Constitution," end quote, which states that treaties are the supreme law of the land, he said. Quote, "It is always within the laws on treaties passed at the Vienna Convention and put into effect by the U.S. and the rest of the international community in 1980. We are legally within our rights to be free and independent," end quote, said Means. The Lakota relaunched their journey to freedom in 1974 when they drafted a Declaration of Continuing Independence, an overt play on the title of the United States' Declaration of Independence from England. 33 years have elapsed since then because, quote, "It takes critical mass to combat colonialism, and we wanted to make sure that all our ducks were in a row," end quote, Means has said. One duck moved into place in September when the United Nations adopted a non-binding declaration on the right of indigenous peoples, despite opposition from the United States, which said it clashed with its own laws. Quote, "We have 33 treaties with the United States that they have not lived by. They continue to take our land, our water, our children," end quote, Phyllis Young, who helped organize the first international conference on indigenous rights in Geneva in 1977, told the news conference. The U.S., quote, "annexation," end quote, of Native American land has resulted in once proud tribes such as the Lakota becoming mere, quote, "facsimiles of white people," end quote, said Means. Oppression at the hands of the United States government has taken its toll on the Lakota, whose men have one of the shortest life expectancy, less than 44 years in the world. Lakota teen suicides are 150% above the norm for the United States. Infant mortality is 5 times higher than the U.S. average, and unemployment is rife. According to the Lakota Freedom Movement's website, our people just want to live, not just survive or crawl and be mascots, said Young. Quote, "We are not trying to embarrass the United States. We are here to continue the struggle for our children and grandchildren," end quote, she said, predicting that the battle would not be won in her lifetime. And that's the story on how descendants of Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse are breaking away from the United States, and it's actually moving and gaining momentum. And I'm going to attach the interview that one of them did with Alex Jones, stating his support or belief in the New World Order, which he believes is the reason why they have, as he stated, one of the lowest life expectancies in the world, still being bombarded with eugenics projects and genocidal activities, because we all remember they were flooded with alcohol to make the men weak, meek, and incapable of defending against foreign invaders. And so, where can I sign up? I will renounce my citizenship right after I vote for Ron Paul. That's the end of the story. I'm attaching this, the interview right after this. Thank you very much.